North Carolina might be the most underrated travel state in America because in one road trip, you can stand on the highest mountains east of the Mississippi, walk through America's largest mansion, and end the journey on wild Atlantic islands where horses still run free. This is the ultimate 14-day North Carolina adventure. The trip begins in the Blue Ridge Mountains of western North Carolina. Rolling ridges stretch endlessly across the horizon, painted in layers of blue haze. And cutting through those mountains is one of the most beautiful drives in America, the Blue Ridge Parkway. For the first few days of the journey, the goal is simple: slow down, pull over at overlooks, and explore the misty wilderness of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Hike to waterfalls hidden in the forest, climb to the observation tower at Clingman's Dome, or cross the famous mile-high swinging bridge at Grandfather Mountain. But after several days in the mountains, the road leads to a city that feels completely different. Welcome to Asheville, a creative mountain town known for art studios, craft breweries, and one of the best food scenes in the South. But Asheville hides something unexpected. Towering over the hills outside the city sits the Biltmore Estate. Built by the Vanderbilt family in 1895, it's still the largest privately owned home in America. 250 rooms, massive gardens, and even its own winery. Spend a few days exploring the estate, the River Arts District, and nearby mountain waterfalls before heading east across the state, because the next stop changes the story completely. Now the journey moves into the Research Triangle, 3 cities, Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. And together they form one of the largest research hubs in the United States. Here you can walk the historic campus of UNC Chapel Hill, step inside the towering Duke University Chapel, or explore the massive North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences in Raleigh. But after days of mountains and historic cities, the final destination waits on the Atlantic. And it might be the most unforgettable part of the trip. The road eventually reaches the Outer Banks, a chain of narrow barrier islands stretching more than 100 miles into the ocean. This coastline is wild. Wind-shaped dunes, historic lighthouses, and beaches that feel almost untouched. This is where the Wright brothers launched the first powered flight in human history, where the striped Cape Hatteras lighthouse guards the coastline, and where massive dunes rise out of the sand at Jockey's Ridge. But the most magical moment happens at sunset. Drive north toward Corolla, and you might see them: wild horses walking across the beach, mountains, historic cities, and remote Atlantic islands. All inside one state, which is why North Carolina might secretly be one of the most diverse travel destinations in America.